What's up, Buffalo Bill fans on YouTube? Now, I'm not laughing because I'm happy, but if you've been a Buffalo Bill fan long enough, you come to expect that. I mean, don't you? You just really come to expect that. But I'm gonna be optimistic now. Yeah, I can, cry and piss and moan and him and haw all day. Still not going to change the facts that they're 1-4 now, and easily could be 3-2, which I will try to lend some room for optimism. Games like this, game like the opener with Denver, 1 point. I think if Buffalo's offensive coordinator or play caller, whatever, just puts together a sustained drive late in the fourth quarter in both those games, it doesn't have to score. Just take some points. Just take some time off the clock, and you win those games. And as injury riddled as this team has, especially on defense, come out and give a performance like they did tonight. 5 interceptions, 2 defensive touchdowns, 6 turnovers. A great performance last week against the Jets. Great performance with turnovers and just really buckling down when they had to. And I think the defense did that tonight. I can't really pin this loss on the defense. I think it's more or less when Buffalo had the opportunity with the DiGiorgio interception following the Edwards interception, which was a tipped ball, by the way, at the line. It really wasn't a dead-on pick where he threw a dumb pass. It was more or less a tip pass at the line. I think DeMarcus Ware might have tipped it for Dallas and was run back, but they had an opportunity there to really give Dallas a problem, and they ended up getting sacked, I believe, and pushed backwards, and again putting their defense, which is already, as we all know, as thin as it is, but they got a little healthier tonight. Obviously, Hargrove came back. He put some pressure on the quarterback, which was nice to see tonight. Keith Ellison was back tonight, made some good tackles. George Wilson stepping in for already a reserve, and Jim Leinart making a big interception in return for a touchdown. So you really just got to give all these guys that have stepped in for Buffalo massive amounts of credit. Jabari Greer again playing another amazing game, pretty much giving T.O. a run for his money, breaking up the 2-point conversion. So, I mean, there's a lot of room for optimism here. I don't see why this team can't really turn it around after this bye week, possibly getting Ryan Denny back. Leinart, I think the biggest question with the Buffalo Bills now is who's going to be the starting quarterback after the bye week, because Lossman with these 2 weeks now is going to be mobile enough to practice and be back in there. But the way Edwards played, even tonight, you gotta wonder where do they go? What do the coaches do with that? So it's gonna be an interesting off week for Buffalo. Again, I think to get healthier, to get Leinart back, gives them more depth in the secondary. I think they're going to get another player back on defense, more or less. Coy Wire is the guy that I'm thinking of that'll also help the special teams out, because he's a really good special teams player, reserve linebacker, and I think they'll address the wide receiver position because, as we all know, Peerless Price, neck injury, not as severe as the Kevin Everett one, but more or less season ending, so they're going to address the wide receiver position. You got to believe they're not going to just stick. You can't stick with 4 wides. Possibly bring in a Jonathan Smith back, who's a really good special teams player. He's got some good speed. You never know who else they could decide to bring in, but the Buffalo seems to be pretty keen on bringing guys back that have been in the system and practiced with the team before. So we'll see what happens. A tough loss. It's very bitter because 2 weeks you're not going to get to see the team play, then to come back and you hope there's going to be a good performance. But 2 games against the Dolphins, which are very winnable. Another game against the Jets, which is very winnable. There's they could be 4-4, and and from there, who knows what could happen. I just think that the play calling at the end of the game, more or less in the second half, needs to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more straightforward. I think it was a little too gimmicky tonight. They got a little too cute with some of the reverses, and one of the short yardage plays, I believe it was a third down or second down short yardage play on Dallas' side of the field. I thought they should have just hammered it in with Marshall, and I think that was where they ran the reverse with Roscoe. But I just think it needs to get a little bit more simplified, and just, that's why they upgraded the offensive line, got a lot bigger, pushed forward. Hopefully Brad Butler wasn't too hurt. It was a hip contusion, but he has a couple of weeks to rest now, so hopefully he'll be back. Hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Another tough last-second field goal loss. Hopefully, be on the other end of some of these games in the second half of the season after this bye week, a little bit healthier. Maybe the team obviously get a lot more respect after a game like this, I think. So I don't think teams will be sleeping on Buffalo as much, but it was kind of sickening to see the way the national media and most people just looked at this game and kind of went, we're just going to wait to see Dallas and the Patriots play next week, and they're just going to steamroll Buffalo. But Buffalo, by all means, should have won this game, but didn't, and hopefully they'll come back off that bye week, play strong. They got some very winnable games on the schedule. I don't see why they shouldn't. And until then, you guys have a good one. Take care, and hopefully I'll hear a lot of your comments and thoughts about this game, so take care.